Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of Source 16 News. I'm Eddie Owen. Thanks for joining us. Well, a Madisonville man was arrested by police this afternoon after a 7-hour standoff at his residence on US 41, Hopkinsville Road in Hopkins County. Kentucky State Police arrested 55-year-old Joe Umstad around 1 o'clock and charged him with first-degree wanton endangerment, second-degree terroristic threatening, and 2 counts of third-degree terroristic threatening. Around 5:10 this morning, the Hopkins County Central Dispatch contacted state police for assistance after Umstad called from his residence about 1 mile south of Arlington, requesting an ambulance. Dispatch requested state police's assistance due to Umstad making threats toward law enforcement in the past. When officers and emergency medical personnel arrived, Umstad refused to leave his residence and made threats toward law enforcement personnel. Police reportedly closed Hopkinsville Road during the standoff, which ended around 1 o'clock when Umstad exited his residence after several hours of negotiations. He was arrested and charged and lodged in the Hopkins County Detention Center. Well, someone is $10,000 richer after winning the newest Kentucky lottery jackpot game, Decades of Dollars, last night. Last night was the third drawing for the new game, and Kentucky lottery officials say the winning ticket was sold at the Skyline Fuel at 1029 Skyline Drive. Store manager Danny Patel told Source 16 that he does not know the name of the Decades of Dollars winner, but that the man and lottery officials will be at the store Monday for the check presentation. The Hopkinsville winner matched 5 of the 6 winning numbers to win the $10,000 prize, missing the top prize of $250,000 a year for 30 years by only 1 number. 2 other $10,000 winning tickets were sold in Prospect and Somerset. The first drawing for Decades of Dollars was held last Thursday, February 3rd. Lottery officials say they've had 8 $10,000 winners since the start of the game. The game is drawn on Mondays and Thursdays. Skyline Fuel is one of many local convenience stores owned by Max Arnold and Sons, based in Hopkinsville. Well, law enforcement authorities are continuing to look for a 64-year-old Wakeman, Ohio man who hasn't been seen since a multiple vehicle wreck on the Cumberland River Bridge on Interstate 24 early yesterday morning. Just after 4 o'clock, Kentucky State Police say Roy Hastings Jr. lost control of his Ford van after he hit some ice on the bridge, causing his vehicle to crash into the inside concrete wall. Now, according to witness statements to police, Hastings exited his van after the wreck. A short time later, a semi-tractor and trailer hauling horses crashed into the van. But police say there was no evidence Hastings was inside the van when the impact occurred. At this time, investigators believe that Hastings jumped off the side of the Cumberland River Bridge to avoid being hit by the semi, but there's no evidence that he was struck by the tractor trailer. Rescue crews from Livingston, Marshall, and Lyon counties searched the Cumberland River for any sign of Hastings, but as of news time, his body still had not been found. State police report 2 separate wrecks involving 3 semi-trucks also occurred on the bridge on the Lyon-Livingston County line, but no injuries were reported. I-24 was closed to traffic for about 5 hours, and motorists were detoured around the accident scene. Spokesman Trooper Dean Patterson told Source 16 that freezing fog and dark conditions attributed to the wrecks. 2 Callaway County residents are behind bars after allegedly manufacturing methamphetamine. Murray police say they found components of meth manufacturing during a routine traffic stop Thursday afternoon. The driver, 48-year-old Robert Strode of Murray, was charged with manufacturing meth, expired registration plate, no proof of insurance, and not having a visible license plate. The passenger, 31-year-old Shelley Bray of Murray, was charged with possession of a controlled substance. Police say they later searched Strode's home and seized several more items that are consistent with manufacturing meth. Both are lodged in the Callaway County Jail. Well, some new legislation may help small farmers across the Commonwealth. The Senate Transportation Committee passed Senate Bill 79 yesterday. The measure clarifies federal regulations regarding small farm trucks and trailers being used by farmers that never leave the state. State Senator Joey Pendleton of Hopkinsville, who sponsors the bill, says the change will keep farmers that drive small trucks from getting fuel tax fines when they're in other states. The measure also gives Kentucky a year-round planting and growing season and helps farm equipment dealers better serve farmers by making it easier to move farm equipment from dealer to dealer. The bill has now moved to the Senate floor for further consideration. Meanwhile, improving public safety and lowering corrections costs are some popular topics in the legislature this session. Multiple bills have been filed aiming to protect Kentuckians and to save money, including two identical measures that were filed in the Kentucky Senate and House of Representatives. The legislation is based off of recommendations by the Task Force and Penal Code and Controlled Substances Act, which is chaired by State Representative John Tilley of Hopkinsville and State Senator Tom Jensen of London. They are also the prime sponsors of the bills in their chambers. Other task force members include Chief Justice John D. Minton Jr., a native of Trigg County. Well, last night was their night. Salvation Army officials hosted a dinner to honor hundreds of volunteers for their hard work and dedication. Here's Source 16 news reporter Marie Fainter with more details on the annual dinner.
I'm going to blow on this with a magic breath in it.
Good food and lots of laughter were just some of the highlights from the Salvation Army's annual volunteer dinner.
To tell them what you are.
Hundreds of volunteers were collectively honored who either worked in the organization's soup kitchen or just helped out during the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of roughly 120 volunteers and through community support, the Salvation Army raised over $63,000 during its Red Kettle campaign, and 422 families were assisted through its Angel Tree program last year. In addition, over 52,000 meals were served to the needy and over 5,000 nights of shelter were provided to the homeless in 2010, which Costello says wouldn't have been possible without the volunteers. According to him, there's some truth behind the phrase, "There's an army behind the Salvation Army." Entertainment was provided by Bill McLean, who calls himself a jack of all trades. Marie Fainter, Source 16 News.
With warmer weather arriving and hopefully an end to snow-covered highways for a while, next is the arrival of pothole season. According to Kentucky Transportation Cabinet spokesman Keith Todd, the Livingston County Highway Maintenance Crew plans to restrict traffic to one lane along Interstate 24 in Livingston County beginning Monday to start patching potholes. The pothole patching will be along both the eastbound and westbound lanes between the Tennessee River Bridge and the Cumberland River Bridge. Todd says motorists should be alert for slowing and merging traffic as they approach this work zone, and appropriate caution is required where equipment, flaggers, and personnel will be near traffic. Transportation highway crews plan to be out across the region patching potholes next week. Motorists should be alert for the road crews out on pothole duty in all counties. Governor Steve Beshear spoke with more than a dozen demonstrators this afternoon in the reception area of his office, where some have promised to stay until they're arrested. The group has pushed for years to end a mining process known as mountaintop removal. The protesters say they are unhappy with Beshear's pro-coal stance. Beshear criticized the Environmental Protection Agency for what he considers overregulation of the mining industry in a speech to a joint session of the legislature last week. The demonstrators continued their sit-in after a meeting for more than a half hour with Beshear. Well, a Louisville actress has been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress in the film Winter's Bone. 20-year-old Jennifer Lawrence played a teenaged girl who cared for her younger siblings while searching for her drug-dealing father in the film. The film has also been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Motion Picture. Lawrence has appeared in television shows and several other movies since she began acting at age 14. Police have made 3 arrests in connection to some phony money that's been passed at several local businesses over the past several months. According to Hopkinsville Police spokesman Paul Ray, 20-year-old Maurizio Allen Forte was arrested in late December. 39-year-old Ronnie Lee Chester was arrested January 17th, and 27-year-old Richard Terrell Manning was arrested earlier this month. Officer Ray said police believe the three men and distribution of the phony money are related to the same investigation. The men have been passing counterfeit $5, $10, $20, and $100 bills at various businesses. All three men are from Hopkinsville. Each was charged with criminal possession of a forged instrument. Officer Ray said arrest warrants have been issued for three different men in connection with the counterfeit bills, and police hope to make those arrests soon. Well, real money, that's what you'll get with tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $30 million. Tomorrow's Powerball, $82 million.